pathway. During the last 30 years of the 20th century, Hornby made a lot of steam locomotive models with motors in the tender. We'll take a look at these. It turns out I own 4 of these tender-driven locomotives. There we have the Flying Scotsman. Next to Flying Scotsman is the 210, the British Railways Standard 9F, as designed by Robin Riddles. Over on this side we've got the Duchess class, we've got the City of Chester, and the fastest steam loco in the world, Mallard. Mallard is definitely the oldest of these 4. This model must go way back to the 80s, I would guess. It's got the older style of, if that will focus, the older style of connecting rods. Chunkier, less detailed, and bright shiny white. If we look at the connecting rods on City of Chester, you can see they're made of a metal which is more tarnished, and the junctions between the connecting rods are a lot more detailed and to scale. Well, Mallard is an eBay purchase, and I bought Mallard a while ago. The motor didn't last very long, so I bought a replacement motor. It's a 3-pole ring-filled motor. So we'll be able to see how this performs in a moment. I'm going to do a little bit of a test. City of Chester, another eBay purchase. Somebody had put a brand new 5-pole motor into the tender. They painted the wheels black. They were originally coloured as though it was a Thomas the Tank Engine model. Sort of a bright colour. I can't remember, I think it was green. Bright green colour. But the motor's a very good motor, and I replaced the chassis at the front so that I could get these more modern connecting rods, and also I could get the connection to the 5-pole motor in the tender, which the older chassis didn't have. Flying Scotsman also has a 5-pole motor, a ring-filled motor. Seems to perform very well at low speeds. We'll see how she goes in my test. I would say that the 9F is the newest of the 4. This is a super detail Hornby in weathered condition, also with a 5-pole motor. Well, I've talked enough and you want to see this test, don't you? Okay, here it comes. Test number 1, the slow test, starting with Mallard. Well, we're going to go to the control centre for Mallard, and we're going to increase the speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not a sausage. 7. Oh, I heard something. Well, that's slow, but you wouldn't say sure. Let's up it to 8. There goes Mallard at 8 miles an hour. City of Chester next. City of Chester. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hear something. You know what? Wouldn't you say that was a pretty impressive 7 mile an hour crawl? Well done, City of Chester. Flying Scotsman. One, 2. Oh, 2? I hear something. Making a noise but not moving. 3. 4? I don't believe it. 4 miles an hour. What a crawl. Look at that. Now you've got to be impressed with that. That's a humble 5-pole ring fill motor. Pretty standard. Now the 9F. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I heard something. 6. Well, that's a pretty impressive crawl as well, isn't it? They are doing pretty well, these old motors. Nextly we do the stop test. So I'll set the speed at 20 miles an hour. As soon as the locomotive gets to the edge of that shed, I'll press stop and we'll see what the stop is like. So firstly it's Mallard. Well, what did you think of that? That wasn't bad, was it? I'd give that 8 out of 10. Nextly, it's the City of Chester. I like that. 9 out of 10, I would say. Next is the Flying Scotsman. You know what, none of these are disappointing, are they? That was again a 9 out of 10, come to a stop, I would say. So let's see how the 9F does now. That was beautiful. That was 9.5, wasn't it? Well, I'm going to say I'm impressed overall with these tender-driven locomotives, even though they're very old.